Hi everybody, Cat Bailey here, and today I am celebrating the 20th anniversary of TIE Fighter by streaming it here on USgamerNet. Before we start, I'm just going to start with one of what I consider one of the best opening crawls in a Star Wars game. It has a really unique MIDI sound. It was running under the iMuse engine back in 1994. And one of the reasons that I ended up choosing TIE Fighter Collector CD-ROM is that it was never quite the same when they went to Red Book Audio and everything about that. It has a really distinct sound, so I wanted to take a moment to just kind of soak it in. For this cutscene, they actually changed it up from the original game. In the original TIE Fighter, they had a much different scene, so they varied it up with the TIE Fighter Collector CD-ROM, which came out in 1995. But the Emperor's about to speak, so let's take a second to listen to what he has to say.
The Empire is on the verge of success. Soon, peace and order will be restored throughout the galaxy. Even now, our capable forces, led by Darth Vader,
I also want to add that I got a flight stick, so I'm doing this right. I'm going to be playing TIE Fighter the right way today. It's going to be very exciting.
The rebels are unprepared for our attack. Signal Vice Admiral Thrawn to launch his TIE squadrons immediately.
One other thing that you should know before we get started, we will be giving out Destiny beta codes throughout the stream.
Has no hope of escape.
As I complete goals during the missions, let's just say that I'll be giving out a stream for being able to complete a code for being able to complete primary goals, being able to complete secondary goals, and being able to complete bonus objectives. Before we start though, one thing that I really enjoy about this opening cutscene is that you actually get a glimpse of then Vice Admiral Thrawn, who at this time had just been introduced through the Timothy Zahn series. This was before the expanded universe had gotten really annoying with going crazy with having alien species invade. Back then it was much easier to follow, much more enjoyable. And by the way, if you're not having any trouble hearing me over the stream, let me know in the chat. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep talking. This is kind of a new setup, so hopefully this works out. So, we've hit the credits, so let's get started here. It's always the fun part, calibrating the joystick.
Enter your name, pilot.
Correct. So before we get started, I actually played the first mission because I don't actually really like the first mission. The first mission involves inspecting some freighters, finding contraband and that sort of thing. It's actually really boring, and you don't actually get to fight. Oh, my apologies. Maybe if I move up here, you don't actually get to fight against rebel fighters or anything like that, so I decided to play through that first mission and then do something a little more interesting. So, before we go, we're going to talk to the cloaked figure.
I am a special envoy of the Emperor. In this time of crisis, political intrigue and open rebellion, the Emperor requires special means of communication with his loyal forces. In the battles ahead,
right, so the interesting thing about this guy is that he will actually, you complete these secondary objectives, and if you complete enough secondary objectives, he will give you special marks on your arm. As you continue to move up to the Secret Order of the Empire is another element that they kind of took from the expanded universe. It was kind of controversial now, but at the time I thought it was really neat. So let's get started. Concussion missile. Alright. TIE Fighter. Here we go.
Beta and Gamma squadrons engaging enemy forces.
I'm gonna admit that I don't exactly remember all of the keys.
Alpha squadron, join the attack and engage the enemy.
You know, I keep trying to change the title, and for whatever reason, it keeps flipping back.
Torpedo runs on D34.
But let's try really quickly. All right. Hopefully that makes, for whatever reason, it's not letting me, change the title on the stream, which, great, whatever. Okay, so let's just pretend that I'm playing Dark Souls while I prepare to face down this XWing Petdur. I have no idea why it's called Petdur. One of the dangers of flying in a TIE fighter, which has actually no shields, is that if you are not careful when you get too close to an enemy fighter, you run the risk of actually being destroyed when you take them out, because their debris will fly right into you. So you have to make sure that you do not get too close, or you will be a spinning piece of debris in no time. The original TIE Fighter is quite a bit easier than the games that came after it, which included XWing vs. TIE Fighter and XWing Alliance, because the enemies aren't nearly as aggressive, and they won't weave around and do interesting things. The AI in XWing vs. TIE Fighter in particular is considerably nastier, and I suspect that a lot of that has to do with the fact that they were expecting people to be playing it with their friends. But unfortunately, at that time in 1997, the internet infrastructure wasn't very good, so by and large, people didn't do that. Alright, I'm guessing that XWing Lair are their buddies, pirate buddies, so let's get them. And that's the first wave of rebels. Not too hard at all, I don't think. One of the things that's really nice about TIE Fighter versus a XWing, the original XWing, aside from the fact that the music is a lot better in this version, is the fact that the original XWing would not let you advance time, which resulted in some really bad pacing. So you would have situations where you would end up... Sorry, I'm just trying to get this guy lined up. I'm not entirely used to this flight stick. There we go. Your ships to dock or whatever could be really long, and so it was really nice of them to add the ability to speed up time while you were waiting for new waves or whatever to show up. Oof. I was kind of worried there for a second because it seemed like I was about to get hit by an enemy fighter, but I was able to avoid them. Alright. Continuing onward. Funny thing about playing the original TIE Fighter is that I was really, like, it took me a long time to play it. I was like, to learn how to play it. I was like a 12-year-old who was kind of reared on, you know, the NES and that. Practice, and as time went on, I like to think I got pretty good, but when I was 12, I would play with invincibility on, which is quite a boring way to play it. Ah! Here's our secondary objective right here, so if I just zoom in, I can inspect Shuttle's guts, see what's going on with him. Oh, officers on a could that be?
You've discovered a shuttle carrying rebel officers. Assault gunboats have been dispatched to disable and capture it.
Assault gunboats have been dispatched to disable and capture it. What strange things could be going on with shuttle scuts? Ah, shit. And I just totally hit the wrong button. So you'll have to forgive me for a second.
Alpha 1, this is Mu 1. Target disabled.
Unfortunately, I accidentally hit the Windows button, so...
Primary mission objectives completed.
And we're finished.
The Star Destroyer Hammer has arrived to take command of the battle. Good work. You have fought well in defending D-34 outpost. The Imperial class Star Destroyer.
And we managed to complete the first couple missions, so... Annoyingly, I accidentally hit the Windows button while I was playing, so I quit the game by so I accidentally messed up the window, but that gives me a really quick opportunity to mess with the audio and crank up the mic boost a little bit. Hopefully that helps. In case anyone's wondering about the fact that I'm using DOSBox to play this game, this is literally the only way for me to be able to... Sorry about that. This is literally the only way that I can actually play TIE Fighter, because it just doesn't work on any modern systems. So, having completed the first two objectives, I'm going to hand out Destiny beta codes right now. One moment, and I will be able to get those from the email. Log into the actual site. One of the nice things about having actual people on your staff is that you can have minions do this, but unfortunately I will have to do it myself. So stand by. Alright. Alright. Okay. Destiny beta key 1 is incoming into the chat right now. I'm sure this is a little delayed. Alright, 2 Destiny beta keys. Enjoy. Let's continue on to the next battle. No secondary objectives. So we managed to take out the rebels in the previous mission, and now we're going to move on to the next level. They have some pirate allies, so we're going to totally take them out. Which is going to be fun. I always enjoy. Unfortunately, not my favorite way to fly, but it'll have to do. Somebody was asking earlier in the chat, and I'm sorry I didn't respond because I was kind of busy at the time, but yes, I am actually using a CH flight stick. I thought that I would go a little old school with this one. By the way, please let me know if the mic is a little better. I cranked it up to ×4. We'll see if that's a little better. So let's keep going. Cool little launch sequence right here. Once again, if you're just joining us, we're currently in the midst of celebrating the 20th anniversary of TIE Fighter Collector CD-ROM, which came out on July 17th, 1994. And when I say Collector CD-ROM, I actually mean the original TIE Fighter. Now, the original...
Switch to torpedoes and fire at will.
Cossack Boy says, best game ever. Yes, I totally agree. This series is amazing. I'm a big fan. Alright, so we got a lot of primary goals to complete here, but basically we have to take out cargo ferries, transport, shuttles, whatever. Got some proton torpedoes to do that. If you ever wanted to fly an ugly TIE bomber from Empire Strikes Back, well, this is the opportunity. Oh! I got a guy here targeting me. Probably gonna have to be a little careful. One of the problems with being shieldless is that a stray hit can take out your radar if you're not too careful. So you have to be sure that you keep moving and dodging and weaving, or else you will suddenly find yourself without a radar and pretty much useless. If you end up losing your radar, you essentially have to quit because there's just not a lot you can do. Oh god, so the shuttle, the pirates are using the old Tidarium shuttles. You probably remember them from Empire Strikes Back. Or, Return of the Jedi, sorry. You probably remember them from Return of the Jedi. They're really annoying in this game because they're not fast or anything, but they are pretty heavily armored, and people keep ganking my kills, which is kind of annoying. And they also have an unfortunate habit of having their fuselage fly at you, which is never a fun thing when you're an unshielded fighter like a TIE fighter. TIE bomber. I will also maintain, by the way, that the TIE bomber is the worst way to fly in a game. It's my absolute least favorite variant of the TIEs. I hate flying them, but it makes sense that you would be flying them periodically. So anyway, I've taken out a... Oh my fucking god. Okay, I keep hitting the Windows button. I wish I could disable that damn thing. My apologies. While we wait, let me toss in another Destiny beta key. Sorry about that. I wish this stream were going better, but that is what happens when you're playing on PC and your Windows key is too close to your fat fingers. Here's another Destiny beta key. So anyway, Matt Mitchell 45 says, not enough purple font or displays in video games these days. I completely agree. We definitely need a lot more of those. Certainly beats all the brown that you see in games these days. And Dvork says, is this the collector's edition? Yes, this is the collector's edition. If you're wondering, the differences between the collector's edition, and we're going to jump in really quickly. If you're wondering, the difference between the collector's edition and the original TIE Fighter is that they significantly punched up the resolution. They redrew all of the cockpits. It looks much better than it does in the original. The original game had like 320 by like 120 resolution, and it generally looked awful, like pixels the size of like bricks. By the way, part of the reason that I keep hitting the Windows button, my mistake is that I keep accidentally, like, I'm trying to get to the Alt button here on my wireless keyboard, and I accidentally go for that Windows key, which is super annoying. And since I'm not using a... Whoa. Y-Wing is targeting me, or... Okay, it's not targeting me. If he had been targeting me, I would have been dead because I was not being careful there. And a Y-Wing is actually faster than me. God. Just goes to show how crap the TIE Bomber actually is. But as I was saying, the original TIE Fighter had pixels the size of, like, bricks. They were amazing. In addition, TIE Fighter Collector CD-ROM has fully voiced dialogue, which was not a thing that you could get in the original disc version. And it really adds a lot. They completely redrew the cockpits, and the coup de grace was that they added the Enemies of the Empire expansion for free if you got TIE Fighter Collector CD-ROM, which concluded the story and brought the timeline up to the Battle of Endor from Return of the Jedi, which was when XWing Alliance then picked up. Woo! That was pretty close. Internet Technique says the 640x480 was just amazing at the time. I completely agree. I remember in 1995 picking up this game, getting installed, like making it work on Windows 95, and just being blown away by how good it looked on my VGA screen. This is the time when Super VGA was becoming much more of a thing. Games were getting the higher resolution. It certainly wasn't like HD or anything, but it definitely beat what had come before it. It was a real. It's going to target a cargo ship here. It was a definite step up. And it was a very noticeable difference at the time. This is the time when like 8 megs of RAM rather than 8 gigs of RAM could really take you a long way. I'm gonna pump a couple torpedoes into these cargo ships.
Superb hunting, Alpha 1. Target destroyed.
That should do it for all of those cargo ships. That transport's probably trying to escape. Either that or he's trying to take out my flagship, which isn't very nice. Enemy bombers are much less annoying in this game than they were in careful, don't hit the Windows button again, because I don't know if I can get back into full screen mode easily, but enemy bombers were a real pain in the butt in the original X-Wing. Anybody who played the original X-Wing will be able to tell you all about the Redemption Run, which was the 4th mission in the original X-Wing, and your goal was to protect a medical corvette as it tried to offload casualties. And TIE bombers, and all it takes is like 6 torpedoes to take out a corvette, and you had TIE bombers that would be coming in on all sides. You had to sprint essentially across the map to be able to take them out, and if you didn't know exactly where those TIE bombers were coming in, you were pretty much screwed, because there was just no way to get to them in time. And even more annoying,
the Mogari forces have been completely destroyed.
Damn right they have. What was even more annoying was that you couldn't destroy the torpedoes once they had already been launched. Alright, primary mission objectives complete.
Good work. We have destroyed all the cargo-carrying craft.
TIE Fighter seemed to recognize this particular flaw because it made it so that you could in fact shoot down torpedoes, which made things considerably easier. It also meant that if an enemy launched missiles, you weren't screwed. But unfortunately, by Battle 5 or 6, enemies start using advanced concussion missiles, which can take you out in one hit, even if you've got shields. So it does crank up the difficulty a little better. But, I'm a lieutenant now. That's awesome. So we've completed Mission 3, pirates are destroyed, and we're going to continue to give our codes right here. P-Bork says, the original X-Wing's biggest flaw was the awful save system. Die and the game deletes the save. Yeah, it did in fact have that permadeath system. One thing about that save functionality though was that you could actually you could come back to life after your pilot died. It's just that you would lose all of your medals and everything, which was really kind of a buzzkill. But so it was a badge of honor to get through the entire game without losing any medals, because it showed that you're really dang good at that game, and the X-Wing games were considerably harder than anything that came afterward. Alright, so I completed the primary mission objectives. Time to drop in another beta key. Thanks again for listening to my stream and following me as I play one of my favorite games ever, to be perfectly honest. I've played hundreds of hours of games of this game over the years. Alright, here comes another Destiny beta key right here. Slack factor. Finally got around to finishing X-Wing a few years ago. It's brutal. I'm really impressed. Slack factor, did you manage to beat Imperial Pursuit and B-Wing? Because if you did, those missions were even harder. Hellburger 99. Oh man, the abort mission is a failure line is permanently etched into my memory. In the original X-Wing, you didn't even know if you failed a mission because it wouldn't tell you. Sometimes you had to guess, and then finally, if you waited around long enough, it would say, mission failed, and you would be like, oh, I couldn't even check goals. It was amazing. So, how may I serve the Emperor today?
I was concerned by the rebels' capture of Outpost D-34. The most disturbing element is that they seem to know exactly how to time their attacks when Imperial forces are engaged in another sector.
Really?
Be alert for clues and opportunities to inspect or capture any rebel craft leaving the outpost when we recapture it.
Alright then. Slack factor went up to campaign number 3. Well, that's still pretty impressive because that game, like I said, pretty hard, and those Death Star trench runs are brutal. So, this mission, what happened?
Outpost D-34
Outpost D-34 has been captured. The rebels in the guard are looting it. Crap. What jerks. But, on the plus side, I got a TIE Interceptor. Now, a lot of people love these things because they're basically X-Wings, but I'm going to tell you a little secret. I like the X-Wing better. It's my favorite starfighter, but unfortunately you don't get to fly in this game. Second favorite is the TIE Advance, but you don't get that until like Battle 5, so it's a bit of a wait. In the meantime, I'm just going to have to make do with the TIE Interceptor, which admittedly is a pretty cool profile. Slack factor, I was content just reaching the Death Star. That is a pretty impressive accomplishment. Alright, here we go. Oh. Okay, so I forgot about this. One of the more annoying things about this mission is that one of the first things that you run into is these escort shuttles, which can be real painful if you're not careful, because they have a rear turret that will really mess you up if you get too close. So you have to be really careful. Transports aren't so bad, and they're just launching torpedoes at my mothership, so there's not a lot that they can do. I really like this mission because it gives you the feeling that you're actually taking part in a large operation, as various elements of the Imperial fleet come in to recapture this outpost. Superb shooting, Alpha 1. Alright. More escort shuttles. Very annoying. Alright. Be careful. Don't want to die. Whoa! Yeah, see, like I said, if you're not careful, it will take you out. You really gotta keep moving. That's one of the tricks that I learned playing over these. One of my claims to fame, back when the original X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter came out, was that I was in the top 25 on Case's ladder, and one of the reasons that I got to be that good was that I played the game obsessively, but also because I got really good at being able to move and shoot and aim, and I used to be in a Star Wars gaming co-op crap. Okay, yeah, I really need to be careful now, or I will be dead. Like I said, these escort shuttles are a real pain in the butt, and they will come and kill you if you're not careful, so you gotta keep moving around. That's one of the drawbacks of these shieldless fighters. I mean, the TIE Interceptor is pretty cool, but being expendable is not the funnest thing in the world, so you really need to kind of hang back and take them out with missiles. One of the more annoying things about X-Wing Alliance, which came out sometime later, was that they would actually shoot... Ah, god damn it! Okay, careful, 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 careful. And I apologize for the cursing for anybody with, like...
Target destroyed.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Whew. Still gets me every time. Alright, we're still alive. X-Wing's flying in to take out the enemy outpost. Trying to take out my mothership. Don't want that to happen. By and large, modified frigates are pretty hard for the enemy to take out with just torpedoes, but you never can be too careful. As they say in the parlance, this is a target-rich environment. Lots of stuff to shoot down, which is one of the reasons that I really like this mission. I used to actually make missions myself for X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter, because I was really familiar with XBT Ed, and one thing that I always tried to ensure was that there was a lot of stuff to shoot down. Ugh, A-Wing. This is the first sighting of an A-Wing in this game, and as appropriate for an interception, Interceptor, A-Wings are really annoying to take down. Even if you're flying in a TIE Advanced, they can be just kind of a pain. They're low profile, and the fact that they're one of the fastest things in the game just make them a real pain to catch. Oftentimes, they can just completely avoid your missiles, and... let's see if I can get you... okay... They're certainly a lot harder to shoot down than say, an X-Wing. There we go. How are we doing here? Okay, so... let's check in on D-34 Outpost. Oh yes, the transport Gopher. Better go inspect that, and pray that I don't get shot down or something. Also, remember not to switch back to Windows, Catherine. That's probably a bad idea. Alright.
Secondary objectives completed.
You have located the rebels' cache of our stolen equipment. Transport Omega will disable and capture this transport.
And we're going to continue and take out Y-Wing Gold here. Though my frigate is mostly having an easy time of it. That's interesting. I used to shoot with... Whoa! Don't want to get hit by that debris as it explodes. I'll let the modified frigate take it out. It was annoying. When I used to go for high scores in TIE Fighter, I would reset if I missed a single fighter, which made for some agony because I would be having a really good mission, taking out like every single capital ship, and then I would miss on one thing, and I wouldn't be able to get the best possible score, and as a result, I would end up having to restart. So,
Operation complete.
And we're good.
We have recaptured Outpost D-34 and have...
And we completed at least one bonus goal in addition to our secondary and primary objectives, so I'm going to drop in 3 more Destiny beta codes, and we're going to keep moving. So yep, as I said, I completed the secondary objectives, so I got my first little arm tattoo.
Order of the Emperor.
Yeah. I love this stuff. It adds so much color to being in the Empire. It's really cool. It really captures that feeling of being on the dark side of the Force without having any silly elements like, oh, you're a Jedi and you can go into bullet time and everything. No, it's like, it really captures that happy medium between it. And I'm a captain already. It's the funny thing, I'll be a general by the time I finish my first battle here. Anyway, continuing. Internet technique. You remember the ladder? Wow, maybe we fought one another. You only played 3 games. I was kind of obsessed with it in the summer of 1997. No. Internet technique asks, I assume the internet gaming zone isn't the way people play anymore. You're right. people don't play on the Internet Gaming Zone anymore. They have a little slightly better matchmaking than that. And the fact that, and Slack Factor says, yeah, the fact that XWing vs. TIE Fighter still works online today is a minor miracle. Well, you can thank the fans for that. They set up private servers, I believe. I forget what it's called. I think it's called the Defiant, something like that. I've logged onto it once or twice, but at the time my internet was always too slow. The netcode in the original XWing vs. TIE Fighter was terrible. You really had to play Balance of Power to make it work at all. But anyway, let's get some more Destiny beta keys in here. So you got 3 more coming your way. Please do take them. We'll be streaming. Destiny beta starts on Thursday, and we will be streaming it, and talking about it and everything. So please do continue to follow us. Yeah, Slack Factor, though I could be completely wrong. Slack Factor wants to know, what was it called? Defiance. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, but my memory isn't very good because this was several years ago. I know that something like it still exists. Anyway, let's keep playing. So, more Destiny beta codes in the chat. Please feel free to take them. You can use them to play on the Xbox 360, PS3, PS4, or I believe Xbox One. Like, it's a wide variety. Go registered on the Bungie page. If you're just joining us now, I'm currently in the middle of playing TIE Fighter Collector's CD-ROM and making pretty good progress through this battle, so let's see what we got next. Yes, so we're attacking in a Rebel light cruiser. I believe it's called Belusla or something to that effect. And this is where we're taking the fight to the Rebels. And one of the reasons that I really like this battle is that you actually get to fight Rebels in this battle. One of the things about TIE Fighter is that you don't actually get to fight the Rebels very often because they're the good guys. You spend a lot more time fighting pirates and other Imperials to the point where you'll barely ever see the Rebels after a while. Which is unfortunate, because I feel like a lot of people kind of came into this game being like, alright, I get to be the Empire, I get to take out Luke Skywalker. In that regard, there's a little less wish fulfillment than before. They want the Empire to win without, you know, making them seem like the bad guys, which is just too bad, because I think there's something to be said for being a villain protagonist. So as you can see, I have shields this time. And one of the key mechanics of TIE Fighter is that you spend a lot of time managing your energy. Because you put more energy you put into your shields, the less speed you have. And the more speed you put into your lasers, the less speed you have. So you have to manage a good balance between speed and being able to keep your shields up. And you can transfer laser energy to your shields to ensure that they stay up. But if you do, you risk like draining your lasers of all power, and then you're like kind of useless for a little bit. Alright, let's get this A-Wing here. Oop, nope. Can't match speed because I'm an assault gunboat, which is slow as hell. And oh, I got a B-Wing targeting me here. B-Wings are kind of a pain in the butt in the Star Wars games. When Balance of Power came out, the B-Wing was actually banned because it's basically a Y-Wing on steroids. And you might think, oh, like the Y-Wing is as slow as a pig. Why in God's name would anybody want to fly a Y-Wing? Well, the answer is that you can actually cycle your ion cannons and laser cannons so that you are doing effectively twice as much damage, and it can be really hard to avoid. And a B-Wing is so strong that you can just fly essentially in a straight line and just keep blasting at somebody, and if they're flying anything but another B-Wing, there's really not a lot that they can do. So as a consequence, the B-Wing was banned from serious competition, though of course by the time of Balance of Power, the idea of there really wasn't any, quote, serious competition in the X-Wing games because most of the community had moved on. I was actually in a clan when I was in 8th grade. I was a 14-year-old girl, and I was, it was called the Obsidian Order, and everybody after the summer of 1997 decided that they were done playing X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter and that they were moving on to Ultima Online. And I said, Ultima Online? Alright. So I went to my dad and said, Dad, can I play Ultima Online? And he's like, I guess? And I said, it requires a subscription. And he said, no. And that ended my time with those games and my first ever internet clan. So I'm going to inspect some containers right now because the Obsidian Order, or the Emperor's Order, not the Obsidian Order, asked me to. Alright. B-Wings are trying to take me out. One thing I really like about this battle is like the progression throughout the story. So you're initially defending your like tiny little border outpost, and then you have to rescue it, and then you find the enemy capital ship that is behind it all, and you go onto a multi-part mission to try and take it out. It really lends weight to the kind of the battle in a way that like really makes sense, which is some of the other battles in TIE Fighter, and specifically the second battle, where you're fighting some pirates and stuff, they don't flow nearly as well as this battle. Which is one of the reasons that I decided that it would be a good time to showcase it. It also gives you a nice array of stuff to play out. Oh yes, mines! I had forgotten about mines. Ah, the old-fashioned missile mine. If you shoot down this mine... It's funny, I used to have... If you shoot down this mine, it'll shoot a missile at you, which is kind of annoying. But, no problem, just take it out. And unfortunately, I'm kind of too close to the Lusla now, or whatever. Oh, there's our A-Wings. It can often be a good idea to... It can often be a good idea to try and take them out while they're still launching. Oh, they're targeting me with missiles. Am I like the only one still on the field? This could be kind of annoying, actually. Alright. A horde of A-Wings against an assault gunboat. Not the funnest thing in the world. Mainly because the assault gunboat is peak slow, so I'm gonna actually change my... I'm actually gonna change my gun settings so that it's gonna be a little easier. One of the unfortunate drawbacks of TIE Fighter is that the wingmen really aren't that smart, and they can have a hard time hanging with enemy fighters. They can even run into stuff at times. And as you can see, I haven't played TIE Fighter in, oh, I don't know, several years. So I'm a little rusty with my aim. I used to be considerably more... Oh, crap. Just took a missile up the tailpipe and lost my targeting computer, which will not be coming back for another 22 seconds. So this is not good. I've got a horde of A-Wings on my tail. All of my wingmen seem to be dead. And I just lost my... Oh, there's a neat man. Never mind. Let's try to get back to my wingmen, wherever the heck they are. It'd be nice if I had a capital ship, but no such luck. And the A-Wings are busy taking out my wingmen. It's not fun. Woo! Alright. Well, unfortunately I wasn't able to complete that mission. I suppose that I should have been focusing on taking out all the A-Wings, but A-Wing Gold was giving me some serious trouble. So I can try one more time. There are 2 missions left in this battle. This one, and then you actually have to take out the cruiser, which is considerably easier. We got another 10 minutes left in this stream. Once again, I'm playing TIE Fighter. Collect your CD-ROM to celebrate the 20th anniversary of one of the best space combat simulators of all time. By the way, if this were the original X-Wing, if I did get rescued, I would be in real danger of being captured by Darth Vader or something, and my pilot would be dead, and I would lose all my rewards, and I might as well start over. But as I'm not, let's try again. Luckily, the Empire has really good universal health care, so you don't actually have to worry about no VA hospital scandals in the Imperial and the Empire. The Rebels' terrible health care.
Tau, engaging B-Wings. Group Nu, engaging A-Wings. Group Mu, engaging X-Wings.
Alright, let's try this again. I think one of my problems was that I made the mistake of going after A-Wing Gold rather than A-Wing Blue, which was not something that I actually had to do. So instead, let's chase down A-Wing Blue. Haha, I'm targeted.
Excellent shooting.
There we go. Getting a little bit of that magic back. You can't tell, I just freaking love this game. It feels so good. Just be sitting here with a joystick after all these years, playing it on my TV. It's like being right back in 6th grade or whatever. I cannot get enough of this. I love a good dogfight, even if it's an assault gunboat, which is secretly one of my less favorite Imperial fighters, even if I do get shields. Fun fact, if you, it was actually possible to edit the missions in the original X-Wing to fly Imperial fighters if you use the right modding program. So I would occasionally stick myself in a blue X-Wing, I would occasionally stick myself in a TIE Interceptor or something, just to change things up. The only drawback, of course, was that there was the art for the cockpits didn't exist, obviously, in the original X-Wing, so it didn't work out quite as well. But it was a fun way to kind of experience TIE Fighter before TIE Fighter actually came out. I should mention that TIE Fighter was my first game in the series. I picked up the original TIE Fighter in 1994, and I'll talk about this in some more depth next week in a feature that I'm working on right now. I'm trying to actually track down Larry Holland for an interview, but he's probably very difficult to find. So if Larry Holland, if you're actually like in the audience watching, please contact me. Whoa, stupid A-Wing. Oh no! 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 Oh crap! He's fleeing. I can't believe this.
Abort mission of failure. You have failed
wow.
to defeat the cruisers.
And A-Wing Blue just fled on me. Embarrassing. Yeah, some levels just seem rigged to make you meet Darth Vader. Sure seems like it. Slack Factor. Slack Factor, yeah, I've been sucked into their series every few years or so since X-Wing came out. Trying to play X-Wing versus TIE Fighter with friends right now. Pretty rusty. Yeah, I know how you feel. I'm gonna try this one last time. Kind of annoying. Those A-Wings, I tell you, after all these years, they're even more annoying than I remember. It's even worse when you actually have to start fighting TIE Defenders and the like, which are basically supercharged TIE Fighters with perfect shields and super speed, and they can't be defeated, and they're ridiculous. They're just completely ridiculous. They never really explained that in the canon. I don't think they really tried. In X-Wing Alliance, you fight them like once. I think the official explanation back when, see, like it completely avoided my missiles. It wasn't even like. I think the official explanation for the TIE Defender and not being present in the movies or whatever, like why didn't the Empire break out the TIE Avengers and the TIE Defenders against the Rebels in the Battle of Endor? The official explanation is that they're like the F-22. They're too slow, or they're too expensive, so, you know, the Empire only made a few of them. There we go. Take that. Stupid A-Wing. I can't believe that forcing an A-Wing to be that's so damaged that it has to flee, like, actually results in me failing the mission. I don't think that's the best mission design, but what are you gonna do? Alright, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this, everybody. We're gonna destroy the cruiser Lusla's fighter defense and everything. No rebels left behind from my guns. That's right. Stupid A-Wing. When I was fighting A-Wing Gold my first time through this mission, I think that those are actually meant to be like bonus objectives. Like ace pilots, I guess. I found it interesting that one thing that I think is kind of cool is that they set up, yeah, take that A-Wing. No match for my guns here. I think A-Wing, I think these fighters must be on like veteran difficulty. And the A-Wing Gold was like ace difficulty because, good lord, those were some pretty nasty A-Wings. And I was completely outnumbered. My wingmen were getting just obliterated. Okay, A-Wing Blue's dead. Screw those guys. And there we go. Screw the secondary objective. That's right. I did accomplish that mission. Alright, dropping another Destiny key in here. Enjoy, we've all earned it. Destiny key, here we go. Alright, so we finally finished this mission. All those A-Wings and X-Wings and Y-Wings are dead. Next mission, final mission of Battle 5, and I think the last mission that I'll be playing today, will be taking out the actual Rebel light cruiser with my assault gunboat, which is surrounded by a minefield. And if I recall correctly, like, mines are a real pain in the butt to destroy. There's a mission in the original X-Wing where you have to take out a minefield surrounding an Imperial Star Destroyer. And if you're not really good at juking and aiming, those mines can be borderline impossible to clear out. It's even more fun when they're shooting advanced missiles at you, and you're just like, ah, what the heck, really? So every time you take out a mine, you end up getting an advanced missile on you. And I don't remember how to launch countermeasures, so that's fun. Melee, you just have to have a steady hand. There we go. This guy takes a couple shots. Ooh, okay. If you'll notice the explosions, actually. If you notice the explosions, actually, they redid the explosions for TIE Fighters Collector CD-ROM. Yeah, I would say that they do actually look quite a bit better than they did in the original game. I guess they like overlaid a new bitmap or something. what's even more annoying is trying to take out minefields when you don't have shields. That is considerably more annoying than trying to take out a minefield like an assault gunboat or whatever, which is still relatively stable. Really gotta keep moving. Oh crap. Okay, so I've got an A-wing now on my tail. Whew, they really throw you into it, don't they? You know, for some reason I remember this being a lot easier. You really gotta just keep moving here. And unfortunately, you can see my lasers are a bit low on power at the moment because I've been pumping all of my energy into my shields to just try and not lose any of power. And I've got this A-wing on my tail. Pretty annoying. And one trick that you can actually do if you're so inclined is that you can just sit back and take out missile, or you can just take out mines with your missiles. Not the most efficient way to take out mines, but it gets the job done. I believe I just lost music. That's interesting. That might be a glitch. Let's see. Yeah. We're flying blind. In space, nobody can hear nice IMU's music. Dynamic IMU's music. If I might take a moment to rant a tiny bit, one of the things that I always disliked about X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter and X-Wing Collector series is that they completely replaced the soundtrack with Red Book audio that was not dynamic and got a little repetitive after a while, if you truth be told. Yeah, I mean, it was a nice addition, I guess, but it really caused the game to lose some of its character. Luckily, with X-Wing Alliance, they had much better music, and it was dynamic. They had the same quality of music as the Red Book.
Incoming missile.
Oh, jeez. I'm gonna totally end up running into like a container or something, trying to avoid these enemy fighters.
Incoming missile.
The rebels are fighting valiantly to defend their cruiser. It's like they're going full Battlestar Galactica on them. I'm surprised the Empire doesn't send like the ISD hammer to take them out, but I suppose the ISD hammer is kind of busy right now. And anyway, why waste a Star Destroyer when you can just send in some assault gunboats or whatever? Oh, I have the camera on. That's one of the things that I always liked about TIE Fighter is that you could have the you can turn on a replay camera, which I always thought was kind of cool. Anyway, let's see if we can get the shields down on this thing, and so I can actually like disable it. Funny thing about these games is that capital ships aren't actually that hard to take out if you're really patient. Because like 4 shots is enough to take out like 2% of their shields, which doesn't seem a lot, but it adds up pretty quick, and it's really just a matter of going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, which I used to do all the damn time when I was trying to get high scores. It was boring as hell, yeah, but so it goes. There are also DOS box builds with MT32 emulation, which of course sounds great too. Could you explain MT32 emulation? I'm kind of curious what you mean by that. Oh, jeez. Yeah, alright, target disabled. So that makes things a little easier. So now the Lulsla, whatever. Can't do anything. The Lulsla, am I right? Can't really do anything. So now it's just kind of cleanup. Just gonna fly around, take out some, stay alive, take out some mines, get my targeting computer back, take out this poor X-Wing here. I'm sorry, X-Wing. I apologize in advance. Red 2. At this point, we're just waiting for the Transport Omega to unload a barrage of rockets into the Lulsla, and we can call it a day. Unfortunately, it's taking a while. Ugh. The only drawback of these games is that the missions can take a long damn time.
Rebel transports are evacuating the Lulsla.
Ah yes, Rebel transports evacuating the Lulsla.
More Rebel transports and shuttles are abandoning the Lulsla.
Makes sense to me. Abandon ship, get out of there. This is actually one of the harder secondary objectives because you got mines everywhere and enemy fighters and god damn, it's pretty hard to stay alive. Let's see if we can make it. Hopefully, careful. Should really get out of the way of these mines. And X-Wing is all over me. Enemy ship is down to 19%. It's almost gone. Oh my gosh. Alright, screw this. We can do this, everyone. I believe. It's one thing you gotta do if you're getting shot at a lot. You can't fly in a straight line. You gotta keep moving. Take shots when you can. It's just annoying that the goddamn assault gunboat's so slow. Whew. 3%. Let's finish her off. Yeah.
Primary mission objectives completed.
Beautiful.
The cruiser Lulsla has been destroyed. Excellent work.
But
Now hunt down
Vijay
the
Sapo says, Cat is great at playing and talking at the same time. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Alright, let's call this quits. Alright. Alright, mission goals complete. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to take out any secondary objectives, but anyway, let's watch the final movie and then we can call it quits. One of the things that I really like about these classic games is the movies are so great. It's like they're really, obviously they don't hold up after all these years. They don't match up to everything that came before, but they have a certain charm.
I have come with an offer for the rebellion.
So we're totally setting up
Trust you, Admiral Harkov.
The rest of the story. Admiral Harkov is a traitor.
The fleet under my command.
He's going to be. He's joining the Rebel Alliance.
For a price.
Very interesting, Admiral. We have great need for officers of your caliber. Here is what I propose.
And so begins the story. A story of lots of traitors. All of the traitors. And Darth Vader choking said traitors. So I had a really good time playing TIE Fighter. It's been fun. Complete a battle. I hope you enjoyed walking down memory lane with me. We're going to be doing this every Tuesday and Thursday from now on. And on Thursday, Jeremy Parrish, who's our EIC, will be showing off the Retron 5 and talking a bit about it. And if you follow our page, just like go ahead and subscribe to it. And thank you very much. Thank you very much for subscribing if you already have. You can follow us when we do like smaller streams. We're planning on showing Destiny. We'll be showing various other things, but keep an eye out on USgamer.net for times that we'll be doing this. We're doing this fairly often. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be dropping a couple more Destiny beta codes onto the stream after I complete this. And once again, come back and see us on Thursday. I have been Cat Bailey. Thanks to everybody who's come by. Thanks to Bevork, Slack Factor, everybody. Bevork wants to know, when is Wing Commander? You know, that's actually a really good idea. There's just one thing that I have to admit. I've only played the original Wing Commander 3, and it's crazy to say, but Wing Commander doesn't hold up nearly as well as TIE Fighter. But on that note, one other thing that I want to mention, I'll be writing, if you're a big fan of TIE Fighter, I will be writing a really long retrospective on TIE Fighter for the site on Monday morning. So please drop by, tell all your friends, and keep visiting US Gamer. They pay my bills.